What is going on out there, peeps? I really cannot stress this enough. I've been showing you article after article of what's coming up. I've been showing you expert after expert of what's going on. I still have people asking me, Pimpy, should I leave my money in my account? Should I leave my money in my IRA? I have these properties. Should I sell them? You don't understand. I can't tell you what to do. But what I can do for you is give you the information that you need to make a very smart decision. It's up to what you do from there. By the way, don't lie. If you look at that picture, aren't those gold bars sexy? Let's get into what's going on because I keep telling you guys what's coming up. And I'm not lying. Before we do, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here, we do talk about gold and silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. I don't want any politics in here, you guys. I don't. Don't make me delete you. Bring your political stuff over to here, which is known as the hidden things in front of your eyes. In here, we do talk about NESARA, GESARA, current events, political things, as well as those things that people think are or consider to be conspiracies whenever it pops up on the screen. I'm not sure what the hell is happening, but nonetheless. Anyways, there it is. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. There it is right there. Okay? So come here to talk about those types of things. Okay? So let's get into what's going on because this is important. King dollars decline ripples across the globe. Not ripples as in XRP, but listen, they're not just talking about this here in the United States. I've read articles from around the world. India, Japan, the UK, talking about the decline of the US dollar. This is what's causing everybody to run to gold and silver. Gold and silver is scarce. When they talk about, the Rona is the reason why we have a coin shortage, bull. They know there's a revaluation coming up. That's just my opinion. I have no way to prove it, but that's just common sense. An accelerating decline in the US dollar. Let me repeat that. An accelerating decline in the US dollar. One more time. An accelerating decline in the US dollar is reverberating around the world, adding fuel to the global momentum rally that has boosted prices for everything from technology stocks to gold. Screw technology stocks. You guys should be buying into precious metals. The US dollar index, which measures the greenback against 6 other major currencies, is down 9% from its March highs and is on track for its worst month since 2011, pressured in part by the exceptions that the United States will take a bigger hit in the growth other than economies from the Rona. It's more than that. There's a bigger push. I keep telling everybody, they're trying to force us in what's called the Great Reset, which means they want to push us to 100% digital currencies. Listen to me when I tell you this. You have got to fight that with every fiber in your body. Letting and trusting our government to watch over our digital currency. What is to keep them? We see what the hell is happening right now in politics. We see how the idiot, crazed Democrat people are acting right now, letting their local communities burn down, riots, and they want to take your guns, and you're willing to trust them, they'll let you have access to your digital currency? Really? Do you trust the government with your money? I don't care what party you are. Do you really trust any political party controlling your money? Seriously. Think about that. Because of the dollar's central role in the global economy, a sustained sell-off in the greenback could buoy a broad market rally driven by expectations of continued economic stimulus from the world's central banks and governments. Let me repeat that part. Continued economic stimulus from the world's central banks and governments. They're pumping out money like candy. What is sustaining these currencies? Not money, these currencies. What is backing them up? I'll tell you what's backing them up. Hey, they promise to support the currency. They promise. Governments are telling us that they promise that your money is protected. Wink and a grin. Wink and a grin. Do you really trust the government with your currency? I'm asking you. If you had to choose between trusting yourself and our government with your money, who do you trust the most? Because that's what's happening right now. This is what's really going on. Wake the hell up. Do not go 100% into digital currencies. Mark Moss, I like him a lot. I will leave a link to this video, but I want you to listen to what Mark's saying. Now, I've been preaching this, but I don't want you guys just to take my word. I don't. Look, I'm not an expert. I'm one of you. I'm obsessed about what's going on out there, and I analyze it all day long. And I will share with you my opinion. But I also bring to you evidence, articles, videos of other individuals talking to you about what I'm talking about. I'll leave a link to this information in the descriptions of my videos so that you could go there yourself, learn more, and make a very educated decision regarding your future. Now, I'm going to let this video roll a little bit. Mark Moss is just laying this smackdown about what's coming up. And I want you to focus on a particular part of what he's going to say, and I'm going to highlight it once it happens. But let's listen to Mark.
All right, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Moss. I believe that the only security we have in life is for us to take responsibility for ourselves. The system is broken.
Real quick, I can't help but jump in on this. Listen to what he's saying. We need to take responsibility for ourselves.
No one's going to come and save you. This is why you must learn to make money, grow money, and protect money on your own.
He didn't say currencies. He said money. And I told you guys there is a difference between money and currencies. Currencies, that fake paper, that fiat currency that is backed by a promise. Money is gold and silver.
Now, if you agree and you want to hear more about those types of topics, then click on the like button right now and then hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I put a new video out.
Or you could do that for me.
All right, so today we are talking about a fourth great monetary shock that's on its way. Like I said, 3 in the last century, and the fourth one is happening right now. So let me ask you a question. Do these dates ring a bell for you? 1907, 1933, 1971 maybe? Now, to most people, these dates probably won't mean very much, but if you've been watching this channel, if you've been watching my channel following along for a while, then most likely you know what those dates mean. If you are one of the people that know what those dates are, then you probably know that those dates are the dates that we had previous monetary shocks. These monetary shocks are really resets or maybe even complete changes to the entire monetary system. And not just for the United States, but for the entire international monetary system. And so, I talk a lot about the dollar, but it always has implications for the entire world. And today we're going to talk about that. Now, each one of these panics, each one of these shocks had major impacts to both savers and investors. And as big as all 3 of those dates were, we're sitting on the edge of a fourth one. We're sitting on the edge of a fourth shock. And I think this final shock is going to obliterate all financial privacy and put all your savings in dollars at risk, no matter which.
All of your savings in dollars at risk.
Currency you hold them in. Now, again, if you're one of the regular viewers of this channel, this might not be such a surprise, but for most, they will be completely caught off guard. And even if you do know what I'm talking about, Have you made the needed adjustments? Have you positioned yourself to be safe and, better yet, to profit as these changes happen?
Well, have you? Have you made those changes? Have you positioned yourself? I played that video of the man saying that only 1 of every 1,000 people will have positioned themselves to take advantage of the world's largest transformation of wealth.
Well, today we're going to talk about this, but first, let's recap what the first 3 shocks were. Like, if you don't know what those dates are, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to go back through it pretty quickly. You know that if you watch this channel, you know I love to talk about history. So let's jump back into that time machine. Let's take a trip back, all the way back to the Panic of 1907. Now, we're stopping at a time called the 1907 Bankers' Panic. And this was a financial crisis that ended up leading to basically a nationwide collapse of banks. This was in the United States, a nationwide collapse of banks. And the Panic of 1907 and the collapse that happened is partly what helped usher in the establishment of the United States Federal Reserve. Now, I'm not going to go super deep into that, but the bankers had basically been trying to establish a central bank in the United States for quite a long time, and it was kind of coming in and going out. Now, there's a book titled The Mystery of Banking by Murray Rothbard. Now, it's a great read. I highly, highly recommend it. And as a matter of fact, in the description of this video, I'm going to link to a free PDF version of the book. It's in the description. It's free. I highly recommend that you download it, read through it, at least skim through it if you want to know anything about what's going on with the banking system. Now, back on track. So after the banking collapse of 1907, we had many Americans that just were completely wiped out financially when the banking system collapsed. Then we had a second major shock. Happened on April 5th, 1933. Anyone know what that date is? 1933?
Yep,
talked about it quite a bit on this channel as well. Well, on 1933, April 5th, 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed an executive order 6102. Does that ring a bell? Anyone? Order 6102. Basically, what Order 6102 is when the U.S. made it illegal for Americans to own gold.
Make no doubt about this. If the Democrats grab control of this country, you're going to see this.
They confiscated the gold, and as soon as they took all the gold back, which was money at the time, right? Gold was money. The dollars were backed by gold. Once they took all that back, they revalued it. And what they did is they revalued the gold, which devalued the currency. So immediately, everyone that was holding on to dollars lost 40% of their wealth over.
This is the point I wanted to highlight. I've made video after video explaining to you guys that holding your money in the bank or in any other form that is currency, besides holding your money physically in your house, would lose a large amount of value. Again and again and again, all of the experts are saying what is coming in our direction is going to cause the current fiat system to lose its value The only way you can protect it is with gold and silver.
Overnight, because they devalued it once they revalued the dollar. Now this, as you can imagine, caused Americans to get completely wiped out. I mean, losing 40% of your money, your purchasing power overnight was devastating for many people. And then that brings us to the third monetary shock, the third and final before we jump to the fourth. The third one, this was on August 15th, 1971. Anyone know this one? I use this date quite a bit. Hopefully you all should know this one. This is when President Richard Nixon severed all ties between the US dollar and gold. And when he did that, he ushered in paper or fiat money, basically the fiat money, the fake money system that we have today. Now, I've talked about many times how this date, 1971, how this shock was the biggest. It was the most destructive of all the shocks that we've seen. And really, since 1971, it's caused all kinds of problems. We've seen real wages go down. We've seen the divide of the rich and poor grow huge. We've seen inflation take off. Prices unaffordable. Price of gold has shot up. On and on.
Do you see why it's important for us to go back to the gold standard? Keeps inflation down. It keeps the wealth gap low. What you need to be really, really focusing on is those politicians that are trying to keep us from going back to the gold standard. Mainly the demon rats that are doing that. And we do have those individuals, otherwise known as Rhino Republicans, like Susan Collins and Mitt Romney. And why I bring them up is, if they're going to vote against Judy Shelton, it's because they are part of the same corrupt system that is out there. Only wanted to play you a little bit of Mark Moss's video, and I will leave the link for this so you can get into this. But listen to what he's saying. I've had Lynette Zhang, I've had Jim Rickards, I've had people around the world telling you this. Telling you what? That your money in the bank is going to drop in value. I don't have an IRA. No stocks, no bonds. I don't even keep the money that I earn in my bank account. Just enough to pay my bills. The rest has, and always will go into gold and silver. I don't trust what's going on. So when you guys ask me about what you should do, I can't tell you what you should do. You need to make your own decisions. I can only tell you what I'm doing. I no longer have any stocks. I no longer have any bonds. I no longer have any types of IRAs. I don't keep my money in the bank except for enough to pay my monthly bills. I have enough cash in my house to cover 6 months worth of expenses. Everything else, and I mean everything else, is in gold and silver. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And now I'll catch you later.